blessed. Wake up thanking God, he showed me how to reinvest. All this stress, I was giving game to you peons from the gate. Use my own self as examples. I live raw and never hate.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Today is Tuesday Thoughts, and I am actually believing that this Ryan Davis backlash or outrage is all a facade, because I've watched this video more than once. I have interpreted what he said, and the way that the people who are going at his neck literally lets me know that people do not either have comprehension skills or they are literally looking for rage bait content in order to bring up the algorithm. Because, or the third thing is, men are never truly listened to be understood. Because for some reason, everybody is saying that Ryan Davis being on Shannon Sharp's show, which was almost a 3-hour video or podcast, that somehow he called his 10 to 11-year-old daughter a gold digger. And if you are able to watch the information, there is, and what he actually said, there is no way on this planet that you could actually get that from the information. Because no father would look at their child and say, that's a gold, my daughter is a gold digger. All she wants is, materialistic things. What he was saying was, this is a feeling I had at first, but it's my fault because I wasn't around. And now I need to have more time with her to improve this situation. That fortunately I've corrected it with my younger son. This is what people have to understand. You can't take a clip without context and try to make it the entire narrative. This is why the internet is dangerous, because people will take a small clip and run with it and make it as everything. And we have to start being fair in assessments when it comes to addressing things from an adult perspective. Because I saw people saying, oh, he's trying to adultificating his child. No, what he's explaining is that for fathers, see, this is what women have to understand. You can only look at it from a mother's perspective because you may be the one that's raising the child 24/7. So because you have the child more, the child's interactions are different than they are with the father. So for the father who may not be there all the time, he sees certain emotional shifts in how his child deals with him, because it's a drastic change. Because you can get your child every weekend, but in those 5 days, there's a shift that can happen. It may just pop up. It may be in a sentence. It may be in a behavior. You never know. So mothers don't always get to see that portion because they have the children with them. So they can watch the change happen as it's naturally occurring day to day, where the father who doesn't live with the mother has to see the adjustments 5 days at a time or every 2 weeks, or every summer, however you got your stuff set up between y'all in the courts, or if y'all were amicable enough to do it by yourself. So he's speaking about, I used to be daddy, Superman, daddy, 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 daddy. Now it's, I don't want to see him unless he's buying something for me, which means that there's an estrangement there, which he acknowledged, which he addressed. And he was like, this is why with the custody, I'm asking for more time. He was like, you had this half of the time. Let me get this half of the time in order to repair what went wrong here. And to be like, because it seems to be materialistic, it hurt. It hurt my heart. I felt bad. It feels like it was this thing. And for a man to be honest and say, yo, these things hurt, this is what bothers me, so on and so forth, and everybody to say, oh, you're calling your daughter a gold digger. Oh, you have no concept of accountability. Oh, you don't have, and I'm like, this is the danger that we live in. Let's just talk about in the Black community. How can you expect the community to gather around and work together when you can't even understand a father's position when he's trying to explain it in such a straightforward format? This is why you see on the internet, this is why men don't talk. This is why men don't, open up about their feelings, because no one respects it. We get insulted and we get and then immediately you see a group of these individuals come out in the forefront and prove said men right. And it's like, what do you do with that group? How do you get that group to understand what's happening in order for everybody to rock together? Because if they're automatically demonizing a father who is talking about something open and candidly from a feelings perspective, not saying this is what she's actually doing, I felt that this was happening. So I am now correcting this because this is this, and it's that 6 and 9 thing. Are you looking at a 6 or are you looking at a 9? And as time progresses, and as long as this internet is going, as long as there's words to be spoken in life, you will notice that people can only see it from their way for the most part. And instead of understanding, I might want to chill on this one. This may not be it. They're gonna jump out and jump in front of the bus and get cream being wrong, and then say, "I said what I said." Shut up. Yeah, you said what you said, but you were wrong. And he even came out with another video saying that y'all really don't get it. That's not. I'm not calling my daughter a gold digger. And they turned around and said, "Yes, you are." And it's funny to me because I even see videos where women are like, men don't like women with natural hair. But men are saying we like women with natural hair, no makeup, stuff like we want to see what you look like on a day to day. That's when we find you most beautiful. I don't believe them. So you want men to talk, they talk, but when they give you the information, you say, I don't care what you said. I don't believe that. I'm not listening to it. So it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. I'm telling you, it is the funniest thing. In this particular situation here with him, it's more infuriating because you could tell the way he was speaking about it was not maliciously. It was, hey, as a father, this is how I feel. I went from being superhero dad to now just a placeholder. And I'm only useful for this thing. That's what I started feeling like. And not once do people say, dang, that sucks, Because fathers will feel that way. There's a day where you are no longer that superhero. You become normal. Or you just become the guy that happens to be their dad. And then they'll switch again and then you're superhero again, depending on how it goes. Because I was telling somebody, I'm like, and I've told this to a lot of people, I'm like, being a father, you only have two routes. That's it. Either you're going to be a good dad or you're going to be an ain't-ish dad. There's no middle road. There's no, oh, he did the best he could. That doesn't exist. It is only those two lanes because you're not there 24/7. If you were there 24/7, maybe, just maybe, you might get that third option. You did the best that you could with what you had. But if you're not there 24/7, then the only two lanes you got. Why weren't you there? Why weren't you there? You should have been here. You should have been here. Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Well, hey, I got to pay to be ordered to not go to prison because I have to make sure the child support is paid. So I'm working a job that requires me to stay gone a lot of the times because maybe you didn't have the skill set to get a job that makes $100,000 a year or whatever. Maybe you're just getting by on $15 an hour. So you're trying your best to make it in the world, but you can't afford anywhere to live. So you got to work more, which means that you get less time with the kid. You know what I mean? And that can cause problems because, hey, you're too busy working and not being available to be a parent. Another thing, but do you get that middle road? No, because you're not there. And that's what people have to understand from Ryan Davis' perspective is not that he's saying his daughter is this horrible person. He's acknowledging that, hey, because I am so busy doing these things, the relationship has turned in a way that is not good. And now I have to correct it because now I have the financial means to be able to be available more. But will people see it like that? No, they'll just still run with the narrative that he called his daughter a gold digger. But let me know what y'all think down in the comment section and be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody? Peace.